So we are live. Welcome everyone to Safarnama, a series of inspiring stories by Gurukul Dream Foundation. Today we are having Miss Gauri Singh, ma'am, Advocate, Supreme Court, founder of Let's Speak Out. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. Anshul, how are you?
I'm good, ma'am. And how was your day?
Day was nice. Long day in court, so it was good.
Okay, ma'am. Nice, ma'am. So, ma'am, please introduce about yourself.
So I'm a lawyer. I practice in Supreme Court. I have an independent practice. Let's Speak Out is a legal aid firm that I started in 2018, and now I am trying to expand it all over India. And I mainly do criminal matters, commercial matters, and some constitutional matters. And my practice ranges from district courts in Delhi to the Supreme Court. And yeah, that's about it.
Nice, ma'am. Ma'am, what is the difference between a lawyer and an advocate?
So, lawyer is basically a general term which is used across the globe for people who become a part of the legal profession. Advocate is something which you is the formal term or the professional term which is used according to the Advocates Act in India. So, when you get yourself registered in the Bar Council of India or Bar Council of your state and then Bar Council of India, you are called an advocate. And when you practice in the court, you are referred to as an advocate. So that is the major difference that exists.
Ma'am, why did you choose this profession?
It's a long story. So basically, when I did my 12th standard, I wanted to become an economist, and I did my bachelor's in economics from Delhi University. But then I realized that so I have always been very active and very interested in becoming a part of the society, societal change, and bringing some really, substantial and tangible change in the society. Then I realized that, being an economist, it's more about being behind the desk, doing research in a more abstract form, in the sense that real world applications are very limited when you become an economist. So, and at the same time, I was in a college where debating was very much encouraged, and I was part of the society, English Debating Society. And when I did that, I realized that I have a knack for public speaking and I have a knack to argue. So one of my professors, I mean, God bless her, because she found that talent in me, suggested that I should pursue law. And yeah, so I cleared the exam for Delhi University LLB course, which is a 3-year program. And then I went into the legal field.
Great, ma'am. Ma'am, tell something brief about Speak Out, what it is and how it all started.
So I was a young graduate in 2018, and I realized that a lot of I don't know if you guys, I mean, I'm sure everyone who had internet knew about the Me Too movement that happened across the globe on Twitter, on social media. So a lot of my female friends, they were part of that movement, and they sort of um, came out with their own survivor stories and were targeted because of that, and they needed legal assistance. But obviously, being they themselves being young professionals, didn't have a lot of money or opportunity for legal help. So I stepped up. I decided that okay, I'll take up the matters where I could. Mainly, my practice was focused in Delhi, so it was difficult for me to go across the state and help people in other states. But in Delhi, whatever I could, I could. And I realized that a lot of people don't have a legal understanding. They don't know about their rights. They don't know about laws. They don't know about the profession, or they don't know how they can seek legal help. So then I expanded Speak Out into advocacy. So we go to schools and colleges and we hold seminars with young children in schools and young future professionals in colleges. Tell them about their basic rights, which the Constitution provides to every citizen of this country, and about some basic laws like what is Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act, what is Indian Penal Code, how the police can be of help. If the police is not being of help, what options do you have? So then I expanded into advocacy. Recently, Let's Speak Out has expanded into full-fledged legal aid. So now we don't just take up women cases; we take up cases of anybody who doesn't have the access to free legal aid, which should be provided by the government. And yeah, so now we are on the phase of expanding, and hopefully we'll have a pan-India presence soon.
Great, ma'am. Ma'am, is it startup or something NGO or social service?
So, so I started this program as an initiative. It didn't have a legal entity. I mean, it wasn't a legal entity. But
Right, right,
now, because my work is expanding, I have decided to get it registered as a legal entity, and you can do that as a Section 8 company. So technically, Section 8 companies qualify as an NGO because you cannot make profit out of those companies.
right, right.
Now, that being said, I consider this initiative to be an initiative of social entrepreneurship because I and my teammates, we have come up with a lot of innovative ideas as to how we can provide legal aid to the poor section of the society and people who don't have access or don't have money and therefore don't have access. So because there is a lot of innovation, lot of solution, lot of novel solutions which till date don't exist in the realm of the legal profession. I would qualify this as a social entrepreneurial initiative, and but it is registered as an NGO. So both the things.
Ma'am, what is entrepreneurship according to you?
Entrepreneurship, look, now the you see this is a time of startup culture and everybody wants to become an
Right, right.
entrepreneur. But according to me, an entrepreneur in the very basic term, and what I personally believe, I'm going to set aside the the obvious definitions which are provided all across the internet
Right,
and
right.
books. So entrepreneur according to me is someone who I mean, by their own sheer mind and will, creates a solution where none exists, right? So you have to bring an innovative solution to a problem which can be for profit, a problem which, I'm sorry, a solution which can be for profit or a solution which can be not for profit, like it is in my case. So even if it is a for profit solution, I think when you bring innovation, technology, a new process of thinking, a new source of thinking, I think according to me that would qualify as being an entrepreneur, and that is very important in today's world.
Nice, ma'am. What is the best compliment you have received as a lawyer?
Best compliment. That is, lawyers don't get so compliment. They don't get compliments at all because we are seen as the even though we try to find solutions, but we are seen more as harbingers of problems. But I once when I had
You can
started
share
my
your memorable case or
yeah, of
something.
course. So I had recently started my independent practice in 2018, in 2019 starting, and
Okay.
I was doing a POXO matter. POXO matter is prevention of sexual offenses against children. And there was a family, and the child in the family was subjected to a lot of cruelty by one of their neighbors and all that. And the sad thing about that was that nobody believed the child, and the mother did, but nobody else in the family, not even the father or the other patriarchs in the family. But we were able to manage the guy. The accused was charged, charge sheet was filed, trial is still going on. But the fact that the accused was arrested, I think that itself was a very rewarding moment for me, and the mother of the child was also very happy with my work. And after that I decided that I would rather devote my entire life to such crimes and such cases and against such crimes than do anything else. So yeah, that was a very memorable experience and probably set my whole career in action.
Nice, ma'am. Ma'am, right now you are saying that suicide cases are increasing, and most of them are come from students, right? Then, ma'am, what is the main reason behind it? What you found about it?
देखिए सुसाइड इज अ वेरी मल्टी फेसेटेड इशू। ठीक है, उसको एक नज़रिए से देखना मेरे हिसाब से बहुत गलत है। आप जैसे आजकल एक ट्रेंड चला है दैट आप पढ़ाई का प्रेशर कम कर दीजिए एंड सडनली द सुसाइड रेट्स विल गो डाउन। आई थिंक दैट इज नॉट द केस। पढ़ाई का प्रेशर पहले भी होता था, हमारे मम्मी पापाओं ने तो बहुत प्रेशर देखा इन डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स।
Right.
तो प्रेशर इटसेल्फ इज नॉट द कॉज, but when you create internal stress, that is the cause, right? And वो आपको अपने घर के एनवायरनमेंट से मिलता है या वो आपको अपने घर के एनवायरनमेंट से आपके कम होता है। so you have to understand that there are a lot of facets. So one, I've talked about a family setting जहाँ पे पेरेंट्स आपके अननेसेसरीली आप पे प्रेशर डाल रहे हैं, जो आपको इंटरनलाइज हो रहा है, आप स्ट्रेस ले रहे हैं उस चीज़ का, एंड आपके पास कोई बात करने के लिए नहीं है, आपके फ्रेंड्स भी उसी दौर से गुजर रहे हैं, तो दे कांट गिव यू अ वेरी कोजेंट सोल्यूशन कि हाँ यार ऐसे कर वैसे मत कर। बट ये एक चीज हो गई। दूसरा है मेंटल हेल्थ। इंडियन सोसाइटी में मेंटल हेल्थ की क्या वैल्यू है वो तो हम लोग सब जानते ही हैं। इट्स नॉट अ वेरी एक्सेप्टेड form of trouble in a person's life. Like if you tell your parents, generally, I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of parents who are now very aware of what is going on in a kid's life. But generally, if you tell your parent, ki, nahi, I think I'm going through depression, your mother will be like, wake up early in the morning. What are you doing, right?
Right, right.
So mental health needs to be talked about, and we need to have more young professionals in that field. So when young people, like young graduates, young professionals who have just started their field in started their work in the field of psychology or psychiatry, when they talk to young people, the solutions that you come up with is very different. I can give you one example. So in law, when you talk to a lot of clients, there's this whole aspect called client counseling, right? When people come to you with their problems, and especially if horrific crimes have been committed against them, so they are not in a state to talk. ठीक है, आप किसी भी अगर से रेप सर्वाइवर से या किसी सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट के सर्वाइवर से आप बात करिएगा, दे हैव बिन थ्रू सो मच दैट आप उनसे ऐसे नॉर्मली बात नहीं कर सकते, राइट? एंड आपको उनके मेंटल हेल्थ की भी थोड़ी टेंशन लेनी पड़ती है। So you have to have like a set of counselors everywhere, in school, in colleges, and areas where they can go and talk. So in the case where I was talking to you about, I actually arranged a counselor, a qualified therapist with whom she could talk, and then she could you know solve those mental issues first, and then come to me and talk to me about what she had gone through. So presence of such young professionals and young people, I would insist on young people, because they understand the trials and turbulations which young people go through right now. अब सोशल मीडिया का क्या प्रेशर है वो हमारे माँ बाप नहीं समझ सकते। एक यंग इंसान, मेरे जैसा इंसान या आपके जैसा इंसान समझ सकता है कि हाँ एक बच्चा क्यों सोशल मीडिया की वजह से स्ट्रेस में है, क्यों उसके वजह से डिप्रेशन में है, right? So I would insist that presence of young professionals, and government should encourage that. They should provide some stipend to young people so that they can work in such fields. They can go to government schools, they can go to government colleges, establish their presence there. So, and at the same time, there are now a lot of new initiatives where you can access such young people also. So suicide rates, because of that, I think is very important. आप सिम्टम को सॉल्व करने की जगह उसके इंटरनल इशू को सॉल्व करिए। व्हाट इज द मेन कॉज ऑफ द इशू? द मेन कॉज ऑफ द इशू इज दैट चिल्ड्रन फील दैट दे कांट टॉक टू पीपल। ठीक है, if they talk to their parents it might become a bigger issue, if they talk to their friends it might become another issue. So we need to provide environment where they can open up and talk about their issues, and therefore provide an environment where they can solve the issues rather than going to the extreme of taking their own lives. So that is one way where you can actually challenge this problem.
Great, ma'am. Ma'am, how was your college life?
College life. College life was very fun, yeah. So I did two degrees. I have done one in economics and one in law. So economics में जब मैं थी तो my whole college life was about debating. I would debate a lot. I would go to different colleges, experience different environments. Girls के लिए it was not very encouraging because there weren't a lot of female debaters in Delhi University at that time. But once we started coming out, I mean, hopefully, looking at us, seeing that it is a safe environment, a lot of girls. By the end of my third, by the end of my third year, a lot of girls were now then part of the circuit. So college life was very nice. Law was also very nice. I wrote a couple of papers, went to these conferences. I had some phenomenal teachers, and yeah, Delhi University का तो अच्छा ही रहता है उसमें तो कोई doubt है नहीं.
Right.
So yeah,
Ma'am, most of the audience are students. So,
yeah.
what is your suggestion to them?
My suggestion would be explore. एक्सप्लोर देखो आज के ज़माने में ना एक्सप्लोर करना इज़ नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट एवरीथिंग यू कैन गेट इफ़ यू हैव इंटरनेट एंड इंटरनेट इज़ नाउ सो फ्रीली अवेलेबल दैट आप मतलब देयर इज़ नो क्वेश्चन अबाउट दैट सो एक्सप्लोर when you say for example you're an economics student but you want to go into say public policy or data analysis, explore options, see YouTube videos, talk to people, find networks where you can talk and understand different fields. And exploring is very important, and that is how you learn what you want to do and what you don't want to do. If I wouldn't have got into economics and I wouldn't have got into that particular college, I probably wouldn't have been a lawyer right now. So the fact that I went to that college, I explored my options, I got into debating, I got into other kind of competitions, theater, all that. So I realized that yes, this is my field and this is what I want to stick to. And then commit mistakes. Don't be afraid to, you know, make mistakes. You learn by making mistakes. But you learn. You should learn. ये नहीं कि आप वही गलती 10 साल तक रिपीट कर रहे हैं. Whenever you have committed a mistake or you've made a mistake, you have to sit and analyze कि मेरे से ये गलती क्यों हुई, कैसे हुई, इसको मैं आगे कैसे रिपीट ना करूं, and what other options did I have which I did not go to. So I think these two things are very important, and don't ever feel that um, अगर मैंने अभी जल्दी से मतलब एकदम 22 साल के एज में अगर मैं करोड़पति नहीं बन गई या बन गया तो मेरी लाइफ
Right.
बहुत पीछे छूट जाएगी. बिकॉज आजकल लोग पैसा एंड सोशल मीडिया का जो एक प्रेजेंस है दैट एवरीवन इज surprisingly and suddenly a rich person, you don't have to at all succumb to that pressure, and live life. I think that is very important.
Nice, ma'am. Ma'am, what are the most important skills for your job?
एज अ लॉयर
Yes.
देखिए लॉयर में ना मैं ये अच्छा क्वेश्चन पूछा आपने बिकॉज लॉ में इट्स वेरी मिसअंडरस्टूड. लोगों को लगता है अगर आप लड़ाकू हैं, अगर आप खड़े होके चिल्ला सकते हैं तो आप लॉयर बन जाएंगे. लॉ इज नॉट एट ऑल दैट. स्पीकिंग इज 10% of the whole profession, if 10%, but I would still say 5%. A lot of the legal profession depends on reading and research. So in a day that you have to have the capacity to read upwards of 200 to 300 pages. एंड उसमें भी रीडिंग नॉट कि आपने बस ऐसे पेज पलट लिए, राइट. रीडिंग हैज टू बी कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव. आप जो पढ़ रहे हैं आपको समझ में आना चाहिए कि आप क्या पढ़ रहे हैं. एंड वो से फॉर एग्जांपल आप कोई केस लॉ पढ़ रहे हैं अपने केस से रिलेटेड, तो आपको पता होना चाहिए कि वो केस लॉ आपके केस को सपोर्ट कर रहा है या उसके अगेंस्ट है, या क्या वो दूसरा पार्टी उस चीज को यूज कर सकता है, राइट. सो
Right.
रीडिंग एंड कॉम्प्रिहेंशन is a very very important part. Second part is drafting. So you need to have a good grasp over the English language in order to be a lawyer who can draft. Because initial stage में आप कोई भी कहीं भी ज्वाइन करिएगा, मान लीजिए आप किसी सीनियर के साथ काम कर रहे हैं या आप खुद की ही अगर प्रैक्टिस चला रहे हैं, तो आपका 70 to 80% काम ड्राफ्टिंग से, सॉरी 40 to 50% काम आपका ड्राफ्टिंग से आएगा. आपको कोई बोलेगा कि देखो ये मैटर है, मुझे बेल चाहिए, तो बेल के लिए आप सबसे पहले ये नहीं करेंगे कि आप कोर्ट चले गए वहां लड़ने के लिए. सबसे पहले ड्राफ्ट होगी, राइट. यू हैव टू मेक अ पिटिशन, यू हैव टू फाइल दैट पिटिशन, and then you have to go and argue. So that is very important, which people tend to ignore or forget, especially if you are in litigation. Litigation means arguing before courts, right? If you even if you are in other fields of law, say you're a corporate lawyer, still reading becomes a very important part of that part of law also, because a lot of documentation happens. So you are a contract lawyer, you still have to read a lot of pages, you have to draft, you have to have the capacity to read between the lines, राइट. आप अगर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बना रहे हैं, आपके कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पे 500 करोड़ का बिजनेस अगर टिका हुआ है, तो आप गलती करना अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते. सो
Right.
the capacity to read and the capacity to write, those two things are very important, and these are the hard skills of the legal profession. Soft skill I would say is perseverance. law may people think that you can get easy solutions. That doesn't happen. Like if you are in a case, there is a good chance that that matter will go on for 2 to 3 years. कभी कभी मैं खुद frustrate हो जाती हूँ. Like I we go to court, the court again like नहीं अब next date मिलेगा आपको 3 महीने, hearing नहीं होगी. तो आप frustrate हो जाते हो ना यार कि भाई एक बंदा है, say he's innocent or whatever he is, he's in the jail, you are not giving him, any kind of relief. He's still in the jail for the next 3 months. So that frustration takes over sometimes. But you have to persevere, you have to keep pushing. And I think that is very important. That's a soft
Right.
skill that you should have. Yeah.
Ma'am, you are doing a job as a lawyer and same time you are running your startup. How do you manage, ma'am?
देखिए ये तो टाइम मैनेजमेंट का स्किल है. Honestly मैं बोलूँगी that it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy. My personal life is very, limited because of it, because I devote a lot of time here and there. uh, I have to bifurcate. I know कि मुझे कितना टाइम एक दिन में किस टास्क को देना है, एंड मैं उस टास्क में, उस टाइम लिमिट में उस टास्क को खत्म करने की पूरी कोशिश करती हूँ. जैसे कॉलेज में भी आप जब पढ़ाई करते हैं, अब आपने एक सब्जेक्ट ले लिया, आप लेके उस किताब को बैठे हुए हैं, बट टाइम ही वेस्ट कर रहे हैं ना. आपको लगेगा मैंने तो 6 घंटे किताब लेके बैठा हुआ था, तब भी पता नहीं मेरे साथ कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, वाई एम आई नॉट स्कोरिंग वेल. बट आप वही 1 घंटा लेके चले, आपको पता है कि मुझे 100 पेजेस पढ़ने हैं या से 50 पेजेस पढ़ने हैं, तो वो 1 घंटे में मैंने कर लिया. राइट. तो
Right.
you have to be very specific with your tasks, which is what I do. If I have to, draft a matter, I know कि मेरे को एक एक्स petition बनाने में 45 minutes लगता है. So I give myself 40 minutes. 45 लगते हैं but 40. तो उस rush में I complete that task and then I move on to the next task. So every day I divide my time according to the tasks that I have, and then it, becomes part of the flow. So you can have a better time management strategy like that. नहीं तो पूरा दिन आपके हाथ से निकल जाएगा and you will not even understand कि क्या हुआ. So I think that is a good way to approach. There are a lot of ways, by the way. आप internet पे जाइए, you can go through. There are a lot of videos on YouTube, time management strategies करके, and they are all tried and tested methods. There's a Pomodoro technique. There is a 80-20 rule. You should, I mean, all the members of the audience should go and research these concepts. And whatever suits you, you should take that up. For me, a congested 40 minutes or 45-minute work time is good because I finish that task and I take a break for 15 minutes. And then I move on to the next task. That's Pomodoro technique. So you can choose other forms of time management strategies, and I'm sure that you can work on it. So yeah,
True, ma'am.
yeah.
Ma'am, what are your long-term goals?
Long-term goals. Long-term goals. Look, immediately my long-term goal is that I want to expand. Let's speak out, and I want that at least, if not in all the states of India, some of the near states like nearby to Delhi, I'm able to make a very heavy presence of Let's Speak Out, and that is my immediate long-term goal because this is going to take time. It's not like if I think about it right now, it's going to happen in 3 months. It will probably take upwards of 2 years for it to happen. So I want to expand. Let's speak out. I want to. I hope that I'm able to expand the number of people. Increase. I'm sorry. Increase the number of people who will become a part of that. Team. I want to increase the number of people who come to seek help from me. So, because right now I rely completely on word of mouth. So a lot of people suggest ki go to Gauri Singh, that or go to Let's Speak Out, that she will be able to help you with your legal problem. But what I want is that if people do have a legal problem, I want them to feel that you know Let's Speak Out is there to assist them. So yeah, these are my long-term goals right now. Hopefully, I'll be able to achieve them sooner than later. So yeah.
Great, ma'am. Ma'am, what is your message to society?
Message to society, that's very broad. Like, in what sense, if you could specify?
Like, ma'am, for the students, for their careers. Like, basically, our audience
Okay,
is.
so the members of
Yeah.
the audience, yeah.
Okay.
So, my message would be that follow your passion. You and your passion can have different forms, My passion was that I wanted to bring some change in the society. I never thought that I would become a lawyer to do that. So
Right.
follow your passion, talk to yourself, understand yourself. There are people who don't understand themselves and they get stuck in different wrong places and probably at the wrong time. So they feel stuck, they feel stressed, and they don't enjoy what they do. So you should
Correct.
enjoy what you do, whatever it may be. Even if you want to become a painter, you want to become a dancer, you want to become you want to become a writer, whatever it is, you should enjoy what you do, and you have to fight for it. Okay, people say, like, a lot of people tell me that you say that enjoy what you do, you say that you should do this, but a lot of circumstances are present in a lot of people's lives. They are not able to follow that, but you have to fight, right? I mean, the basic example is that when I wanted to become a lawyer, my immediate family was very happy, but a lot of people in the extended family were, "Arey, ladki vakil banegi? Shadi kaise hogi iski?" Right? So you have to fight those circumstances. You can't say कि नहीं यार मतलब अरे ऐसे बोल दिया अब तो मैं घर पे बैठ जाऊंगी. ऐसे नहीं होता है ना. You have to fight for what you believe in, and I fought, and that is why I'm here. So I think the message to the audience is that you should know your passion and you should have the guts to fight for it. So
So
that is
nice.
very important. Yeah.
So nice. Thank you so much for joining, ma'am, for
Yeah.
giving us your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We are also working for mental health of students with Gurukul Dream Foundation. Hope
Nice, right?
you are always available for us if
Of
any help.
course, of course. Anytime. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank
Anshul.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.